Up there, Cindy.
All right,
All
we're ready
right.
to roll.
Okay, so welcome to the special board meeting of the Port Angeles School District, March 22nd. I'm going to have Carmen do introduction to the remote board meeting.
Great, thank you, President Methner. Good afternoon. As the moderator of the Port Angeles School District Special Remote Board Meeting, I would like to welcome you to the March 22nd, 2021 Special Board of Directors Board Meeting via Zoom. This meeting is being presented remotely for all attendees. Items to be mentioned before we begin is to know that this meeting is open to the public and is recorded. You can listen to all past board meetings by visiting Board Docs through our district website. If you have any comments that you would like to share with the Board of Directors, please email the Executive Assistant to the Superintendent, Jenny Wilson, at jwilson@portangeleschools.org. There will be no community comments or discussions during this special board meeting. Thank you, and back to you, Madam President.
You're muted, Sarah.
I'm so sorry. We have all board members present with the exception of Dr. Sandy Long, who is unavailable. In addition to our student representative, I see just Maisie Tucker is here. So with that, we only have one item on our agenda. Do we have approval of the agenda?
Can I provide some context?
Yeah, do you let me have the agenda approved first?
Okay, thank you.
Does it look good to everyone? Okay.
Yes.
So now, Marty, please give us your spiel.
All right, so as the board's aware, we are going through the process to interview for some principal positions, specifically this case to the high school principal position. Last week, we had an opportunity to have 4 interested individuals as candidates for the high school principal position interview. For up to 4 hours, 2 hours with staff and 2 hours with administrators, for which 4 individuals were, or excuse me, 3 of the 4 individuals were submitted to me for consideration. On Friday, I had an opportunity to meet with each of those candidates by way of Zoom for 2 hours each. I want to report to the board that I believe we have some really high quality candidates in this group. But my hesitancy is around the Zoom and the Google Meet interaction. It's a very different experience, as you might imagine. So it has not been abnormal for me to do site visits for principals and directors. I've done, when I hired Kira Acker, I went to the South Kitsap School District. I did an on-site reference check, is the way I like to reference that. Spent a half a day to really understand who she was as a leader. I've done that in my previous district for hiring principal positions. The only caveat on this one is the potential of out-of-state travel. 3 of the 4 individuals that interviewed last week are outside the state of Washington. I would like to seek approval from the board today to have myself and 1 other individual travel to at least one of the candidates, and my for out-of-state travel. My preference would be not to disclose that in an open public meeting, because that might let the cat out of the bag with regards to who is in consideration. But that is my request today.
All right, Superintendent Brewer, would you really only want to do one of the individuals?
I would like to reference 1 or 2.
Okay, so what I would like to see is that we approve up to 2 visits, because if we just do 1, we're going to have another meeting if we decide we need to do another. Does that sound acceptable to everyone?
All it says is out-of-state travel, so I don't think it limits.
Okay, so we'll just leave it at that. That's a good point, Cindy. Thank you. Okay, so with that, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved by Director Kelly.
Seconded by Director Wright.
All right, so it's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
We have one piece of discussion first.
Oh, wait, yes, I'm sorry. We can absolutely have discussion. Thank you, Jacob.
Okay, cool. I just had a question for Marty. because you're traveling out of state, and since we just got the email about discussing about out-of-state travel, quarantine periods and stuff like that, where does this fall for Marty, and what is required of him when he comes back?
Current guidance from our Department of Health, AKA Dr. Barry, allows for a 7-day quarantine and a negative test.
Okay.
For what's considered to be an essential employee. Unless that's changed, and I know Governor Inslee has weighed in on that most recently. I'm meeting with Dr. Barry tomorrow, and I'll have a conversation based on where she is as far as the travel quarantine to answer the question that's being circulated to fellow board members and provide a response at that point in time. But going into this, Director Wright, my expectation of myself, unless that has changed by Dr. Barry, I would need to quarantine for 7 days after returning and a negative test upon my return.
Okay, that's all my questions.
All right, any other discussion?
And Marty, the person traveling with you would need to too, correct?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
And the other person traveling with you would need to do the same thing.
Correct.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, then we're going to take our vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Go get him, Marty.
Okay. So no abstentions, no oppositions. All right, so it's unanimous. And with that, safe travels. And this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time.
Thank you.